Hello boys and girls, today I'm going to take you through a workout, but it hasn't actually got a dedicated slot in the weeks. It's a very new workout, very fun. It's called Megaglute, okay? Hence the name Megaglute. It's going to be working on those buns, but also give you a nice metabolic shock to burn fat 24 to 48 hours after the workout. All I ask you basically is to check your training bar weight each month and to see if which week I've assigned that session to, so you can learn it and coach your members. So, I'm going to take you through a very simple, very effective workout. It's all bodyweight exercises and really mainly focused around the legs and a bit of the upper body as well. So, a whole body workout, but those exercises I want to target those glutes specifically. Okay, the first one, time. We're going to take you through a 35-second round. 35 seconds in each exercise with a 10-second changeover. Okay, so you can have any sort of random music playing in the background, and you're going to take your members through 3 sets on each 2 rounds. Okay, so the first exercise is called a body hop. So if you'd like to face sideways, please, Annie. Very nice little exercise, a bit of plyometric work those legs, get your heart rate up, and it's hard work as well, okay? And what I'll ask you as well is to ask your members every time they jump, is to go and tap their heel, okay? That's it, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just going to quickly give you a demo of a band technique, okay? So just come forward, please, Danny. You're going to find members that shrug or slouch, okay? So as they squat, they tend to arch their backs forward too much. You give us a little demo there, please, Danny. Okay? So what happens, hang on, stop that. So they tend to arch too much, so they maybe slumping their shoulders, looking down, okay? Maybe their butts aren't pushed back, so what you've got to ask them is to lift their chest up, straighten out that lower back, okay? And then get the jump again. Okay, so technique is key, okay? So if someone's slouching, jumping like this all the time, like a kangaroo, right, it's not going to be very beneficial for their posture or for their technique. So next exercise is going to be a bridge hop. Okay, so just side view please, Danny, to the camera. Again, emphasis on the legs. Just move back a little more. That's it. Emphasis on the legs, alright. Great little boost, heart rate booster. Okay, so you're going to ask your member to skip on those toes. Okay? 35 seconds is plenty for this exercise. It's very, very challenging, very tough, and very good for those glutes, right? So the easier option, if members cannot jump because of the knees or because of their fitness levels, because of age, that's absolutely fine. All you're going to ask them to do is lift one leg up and then lower the glutes up and down, okay? What you're going to also see, which is not a good way to go, members shouldn't be bending their elbows, okay? So members should always have their arms straight and be using the leg that's on the floor, okay? So use this leg now, so push up from there, okay? So the leg that's on the floor, push through the heel of the foot, okay? And lift those glutes. Okay, if someone's been lazy, get down their lower back, push their lower back up, make sure you get a bit of effort in through their lower back so they know exactly what they're doing. Okay? When new members are at camp, you give them an exercise, but it doesn't always sink in. So you've got to really try and coach that technique and go around, use your hands, force their back up, just guide them the way it should happen, okay, and how it should be performed. Next is going to be a Django shuffle. Now, don't ask me why. It's called a Django shuffle, but actually you're going to ask me anyway. It was called a shuffle at first, okay? It's called a shuffle, but then it became a Django shuffle because members seem to love it and it really does work with legs, okay? So you're going to go into a squat, okay? You're going to ask your members to draw this imaginary line forward, or if you've got a line on the concrete or the gym or the studio, the gymnasium, wherever, okay? You're going to ask them to step back and forward over that line as they move to the sideways, or do the shuffle, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they jump on their tiptoes and come back down. Okay, they must stay down with those legs, okay? The glutes are nice and low, so the legs are fired up, the glutes are fired up, the thighs are fired up, and the backs of those legs are fired up. And also it's going to be a good little booster for the heart rate, and get that body nice and tingly and sweaty. Which is what it's all about. Okay, so next one after that is going to be press ups. So we give the legs a break, move to the upper body. Okay, 35-second press ups. Want to just quick demo please, the press ups? Sideways on please, Danny. Alright, perfect. So the shoulders are forward. Okay. You've got to make sure, yeah, technique is key. You're going to have members with their heads between their hands, with their bums skull high through the roof. Okay. Danny's doing a perfect demonstration there where shoulders over a hand. Okay, nice width. Elbows are sinking back, and nice straight body all around. Okay? As soon as that's done, 10-second rest, or change over to plank knees. So you're going to ask your members to go on their elbows again. And then from there, you're going to draw one knee outside into the elbow, please. Okay? So you're going to work on those lower abs more and obliques. 35 seconds. Thank you, Danny. And then from there, as soon as that's done, you're going to have that 15-second changeover again and start from the beginning. Okay, so 3 rounds. And then once that's done, a 90-second rest, and you're going to start round 2. Okay, so round 2. Yes, swan lunge. Thank you. So next one. Do you know this is probably the main exercise that hurts, because the first round actually fatigues your body, fatigues your glutes, legs, sorry, glutes. But this is the exercise that really gets the glutes fired up, because it encourages long range of motion, and you're going to encourage members to do long lunges instead of short ones. Okay, so give us a long lunge and a heel tap. Okay, swan lunge, and we decided to call it a swan lunge because you reach your arms up like a gymnast and reach down to those toes. Okay, so it looks very much like a pair of wings, basically. Okay. So you go down and tap, go down. I'll make sure it's nice and long. Go all the way down. Remember, no slouching. As you go down, tap the heel. Those glutes are going to be working 10 times harder to push the body weight back up. So just come there for me and pause there. So go down. When the members come back up, encourage them to push through their heel, not through their toes. Okay? The glutes will not get engaged if you keep pushing through your toes. Okay? If you do high knees, it doesn't work your glutes, it works your quads. Okay? But if you do squats, glutes are engaged. Okay? So when you lunge, heels down. Perfect. After, we're going to go into your swan lunges. And then, hang on a sec guys, I've got a complete blank there. There we go, okay. Alright, swan lunge 35, and then we're going to go to your Everest climber. Okay, now this is, you've got the hill runs, you've got the mountain climber, and then you've got the Everest climb, which is the more intense version. Okay, so you can pop those hands down, please, Danny. And we're going to start with both legs back. Okay. Now, when we swap, instead of just tapping the front of you, we're going to. It's almost like a high lunge where you have to get the foot on the outside of your hand and keep your bum down, and then alternate legs fast. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, notice Danny's bum's down. Okay, that's very hard to do because it's going to really engage those abs. So what you're going to find is that your members will get their bottoms up. Okay, so it's your goal as a coach to walk around, correct technique, bring the shoulders forward. Okay, if members struggling because of flexibility, just ask them to turn it down a bit. Okay, so instead of the Everest climber, just get them to tap in front instead of having to stretch all the way out to the hand. Okay, so remember, bad technique is this. Okay. Okay, so you're going to ask your members to keep their butts down, out of the gate, squat fast. Okay. The benefits of that is again heart rate. Also gets a nice stretch down your glutes and engages your waistline. Lovely, so after the Everest climber, we're going to get into some lovely skate jumps. These are fun exercises. Get your members bouncing, okay? So, either way, Danny. 1, jump it out, 2. So it's almost like rollerblading or ice skating, okay? So you jump it out, as you go back, the foot comes behind you, you jump, the foot comes behind you. Jump, the foot comes out behind you. Jump, behind you again. The easier options with a no jump. So basically all you do is step, tap, step, tap, step, tap. Very straightforward. Okay, so if anyone has bad knees, bad back, and they can't do any impact, keep them stationary and no jumping. So no plyometry work. Straight after that, we're going to go into a set of tricep dips. That's very straightforward, guys. You're going to keep your shoulders back, chest up, elbows nice and squeezed back, okay, and getting members to push their palms, giving the easier option of bending the knees or having their legs straight for the tricep dips. And the last one, we're going to finish off with a around the world. You're going to get your members to lie on their backs, okay. You're going to have your arms out for roughly say 45 degrees on the floor. Okay, now because we've got the second round and with the last exercise of this set, members are knackered, you know, they're going to be puffy, they're going to be out of breath. Okay, so we're just going to give them a very simple core-based exercise to stabilise those lower back with their waistline and core muscles. Okay, so arms out 45 degrees, and all we're going to do is ask your members to point their toes up to the ceiling or the sky and ask them to draw nice 3 small circles clockwise and 3 small circles anti-clockwise. Okay, after 35 seconds, rest, 10 seconds, and then back to the start again. Okay, so it's 6 rounds in total. It's very tough. Okay, so it's your goal to keep them motivated, and if anyone's struggling, obviously give them a short break and yeah, enjoy it. Okay? Thank you, Danny.